It's time to start your morning by taking 5. Here's your host, Matt McMaster.
You're listening to Take 5, a quick 5-minute podcast on the biggest things happening in Nebraska sports. Today, we are talking about the Creighton Blue Jays. A big weekend ahead for the Blue Jays as they play Butler tomorrow, and where it will be senior night, where they will be honoring Jemiah Neal, Stephen Ashworth, Ryan Kalkbrenner, the three key pieces of this year's program. Ryan Kalkbrenner, what else can you say about him? 163 career games. It's the most ever played at Creighton all time. He's all over the record books. He's second in blocks. He's first in field goal percentage. He's second in points. Interesting enough, he's first in average box plus minus, which is a crazy stat to think about considering that he's played the most games of all time by a pretty wide margin too. And so to think that for 163 games that Ryan Kalkbrenner was so effective and so consistent and that good for 5 years of playing is quite incredible. Definitely no one will ever wear the number 11 again. And Ashworth and Neal will be honored tomorrow as well. Ashworth and Neal are really the catalyst of what has made this program go along over the last couple of years. And what I mean by that is, yes, you have your homegrown talent. You have your guys that you recruit in high school and you work all the way up and, you continue that program tradition. But then Greg McDermott, I think, underratedly has been really good at finding talent in the transfer portal and talent that, really fits into the system they're trying to run. Neal and Ashworth both this season have been really, really good, and the reason why this is a team that is locked into the NCAA tournament. Now, when we're talking about their season and where they're going to go, I think it's paramount that they make a deep run in the Big East tournament. And the reason I say that is, let's make this clear. The committee doesn't take the conference tournaments too much to heart, right? You're really not going to move up from being a 7 seed all the way up to a 2 seed if you win your conference tournament, okay? But where Creighton is at, and the conference tournaments matter. It matters about pride. You want to put up a flag. You want to have a ring. You want to say, hey, this year is the year we won the Big East. That goes into it. But for Creighton in particularly this season, it is paramount that they make a run of the Big East tournament because of where they currently fall in the seed line and where the state of college basketball is right now. So, for example, St. John's on Bracket Matrix, which takes all the brackets and averages everything together, they're a 3 seed. If they're one and done in the Big East tournament, they're going to stay a 3 seed, more than likely, okay? If they only win one game and they don't win the Big East tournament, nothing major is going to happen, right? Now, Creighton currently sits on that 8-9 line. That doesn't really matter, okay? Whether you're an 8 or whether you're a 9, it's what color jersey you're going to wear, right? But this season, the 1 seeds this year have been really, really good. And to get a 7 seed is a major advantage. You playing Michigan State and Wisconsin is very different than playing Auburn, Duke, Houston, or Florida, right? Even I would go as far to say playing Tennessee and Alabama is different than playing one of those first 4 seeds. Now, there definitely is a bridge, definitely a gap between Alabama and Tennessee and where I think Michigan State and Wisconsin are. All four are great teams. You don't want to be playing one of these 1 seeds. I mean, these 1 seeds this season are absolutely impeccable. Auburn is incredible. Duke has been absolutely killing it in the ACC. Kelvin Sampson and Houston have been dominating the Big 12, and Florida is playing some of their best basketball the entire season, and they look really good. You don't want to be an 8 or 9. And I'm not saying that Creighton for sure, they're going to compete, okay? If Creighton wins their first game of the NCAA tournament, they end up being an 8 or 9 seed. They play the first seed. It's not like they're going to get absolutely run over. It's going to be competitive. But your chances, in my opinion, of beating a 2 this year compared to beating a 1 are a lot higher. And so if Creighton can make a run if they can win the Big East, if they can knock off two of the Big Four in the Big East, or two of the Big Three in the Big East, whether it be St. John's, Marquette, or UConn, if you can win two of those games, win the Big East, you can make yourself a case to get to the 7 line. And getting to the 7 line raises this team's ceiling, in my opinion, massively, because they can make the Sweet 16. If they're a 7, I confidently think that they're going to have a good shot at making the Sweet 16. If they're an 8 or 9, I'm never going to say no. I'm never going to say never. I'm never going to doubt Greg McDermott or Ryan Kalkbrenner or Ashworth or Jemiah Neal and all the other pieces they have around them. This is a very good basketball team. But, man, winning the Big East tournament, having a good game against Butler, parlaying that momentum to when you go to New York it is crucial and would be absolutely massive for this team and the heights that they can reach. I've been Matt McMaster. That's been Take 5.